Hi everyone, welcome to Tony Fox Tarot. Thanks for joining me today and great to have you with me. Today we're looking to connect with Spirit and to relay any messages that they want you to hear. We're not just going to look at the messages though, we're also going to look at who this person is. What was their relationship to you? And what were they like as a person to you? So a description of their character, your understanding of who it is that they are, but also their understanding of who it is that you are. And what they see about you and what you're doing at this particular time. What are they trying to say to you? So some clear messaging coming through from them, but also a clear description of who this person is so that it makes some kind of sense to you. Now, before we get started, if you'd like to go down below and hit subscribe, tap on the bell icon while you're there. That'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. Like and share this video where you can. And if you are interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is that you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Now, before you're on the screen, we've got 4 different cards, and the idea is to choose a card that resonates with you really clearly. Perfectly fine to choose more than one card if it comes through really strongly. Now, just remember this is a general reading, so take what resonates and leave behind anything that doesn't. We have card 1, card 2, card 3, and card 4. So taking a moment just to pause and connect with the cards, listening to your intuition, your inner voice, the energy of the cards. Which of these cards resonates with you the most strongly? Is it card 1, card 2, card 3, or card 4? Down below, there are 4 different timestamps representing each of these different cards. If you'd like to go to the card that you chose, I'll see you in a moment. Hi everyone, welcome to card number 1. This is your reading and we're looking at messages from the deceased. So we have some cards on the table. I'm ready to jump straight in. I really felt that this was somebody who you were very close to. This is a person who you saw eye to eye with. Like, it's like you're on the same level. You know, part of me wants to sort of say this is somebody who's coming through that's that could be a partner, but it doesn't have to be. It could actually be somebody who you just saw eye to eye with in a way where you're on the same level, and you could shoot straight from the hip. This is somebody you didn't need to beat around the bush with. You could come straight from the heart. You could speak your mind, and they would reciprocate, immediately. I felt this was somebody who was there for you. This is somebody who was a backbone to you in your life. I don't get this being a distant person. This is somebody who was very close to you, very important to you, and you shared a lot of information, a lot of experiences. There are things that you told each other that you had never or would never tell anybody else, and they to you. And I feel that this person took a lot of what you said to their grave in a way where they respected you and honored you and everything that you ever said and experienced with them in a way where, it was safe with them. So whatever it is that you confided in them, whatever it is that you shared with them, this is somebody who held that in such a high regard. The integrity of the relationship was very, very strong here. I felt that this person there was something very healing about this person. It's almost like they were a healer, and if they weren't a healer, and when I say that could mean a lot of different things. I kind of felt they had like quite a holistic outlook, and maybe they didn't know that it was a holistic outlook, but they just saw things in a way that kind of went to the root cause. They didn't look at the superficial surface. And they kind of saw in you. They saw in you a lot of your pain, as much as you did them. And I felt the two of you actually healed each other, but this person had a very strong healing quality about them. I think they were very heartfelt. I think this is what comes through for me, is that this is somebody who was really heartfelt, very light-hearted, a real sort of light beacon, really. And they would do whatever it is that they could do to give you whatever it is that you needed. This is somebody who was just there for you. Now, I'm describing, the characteristics of a person who has an enormous amount of strength, an enormous amount of tenacity, and has followed you and still follows you in terms of what is it you're doing. And the messages that they're coming through are very strong for this particular reading. I'm over here at strength and the 5 of swords. I kind of feel that since they have gone, it's like they were the glue that held a lot of things together for a lot of different people. And now that they're gone, it's almost like everybody has run amok. Everybody has been. It's like all of the positivity, all of the light and healing that person had brought to bound everybody together, to glue everybody together. That's kind of almost like that seems to have kind of melted away, and now everybody's kind of running around and acting out their worst selves. But they wanted you to know that this is grief. This is the grief of those people losing that balance of energy in their world. They're not acting out on you because they're mean. They're acting out on you because they're in a lot of pain. But they're also, this person's also saying that you're your own worst enemy. That you give yourself the worst possible time. You're somebody who beats themselves up, and at the moment you're really doing that. You're just giving yourself a really, really difficult time, and that a part of what you're going through also is grief. I felt that this person is saying there's a lot of fighting going on, there's a lot of arguments going on, nobody seems to be getting along, and everybody's very pointed about that. There's a lot of strong reactive emotions that are going on. People seem to be, as I said before, acting out in their worst possible selves. And they want you this person wants you to calm yourself, to come back to the healing energy, to remember the healing energy that you shared with this person, to bring back the balance into yourself that you shared with them, that they're still there. They're still there for you. And I feel that this is what's happened for you, is that you're at a crossroad, because it's a real fundamental point for you. I'm down here at Judgment and Ace of Pentacles. It's like a part of you wants to move on, but a part of you wants to reach back into the arms of this person. And you're having like a crisis of I guess, what's the word to describe this? It's almost like you're having what am I saying here? It's like a crisis of faith. It's like, a part of you wants to still believe this person is there. They wants to believe that they're in the balance, that they're still able to connect with you. But a part of you is saying, I need some manifest truth. I need you to prove it to me, because I don't know if I can kind of, as you're kind of split between this grief and loss and having something that was so tangible on one hand in terms of this relationship, this closeness that you have with this person, but at the same time, you've lost that, and it no longer feels real. It's almost like, something's been taken away from you, but you can't really put words to it because it was so big in your world. And, a big part of what I felt also was that the fallout that's going on around you with all of these people, I wonder if this had something to do maybe with money as well. It might be money that is, security that's been left behind by this person. Perhaps there's a lot of pressure to get things in order. I don't know whether this is to do with an estate, or I kind of felt that money. Everybody was running around, struggling with their emotions, struggling with loss, struggling with grief. Everybody's being really horrible to each other. The love seems to have been taken out of the equation, and all of a sudden, everything's become very material. Everybody's focusing in on the material thing, and to move forward. It's almost like that's the way forward for everybody, maybe even for yourself. But this person is saying, bring back the light, bring back the love, bring back the healing, bring back the balance, and remember the relationship that you've had with this person. All they want for you is happiness and security. They want light to kind of come back into your life in a way where you feel that you have a vision for the future, because at the moment you just seem to be focusing on everything that's wrong and everything that has gone wrong. A lot of it's about the loss, but it's cumulatively, things are becoming I kind of feel like they're becoming quite toxic here. Yeah. And you need to heal yourself in order to bring healing back to the balance of your circumstances, including the people that are with you. And this person is saying that you need to connect to spirit. That there's a crisis of faith here, that you need to connect to spirit. You need to link in a way that it feels right. You need to find your way back to spirit, find your way back to light. Draw from the source of that eternal loving energy, but also to remember them, because they're there with you all of the time, and that this relationship hasn't gone away, that the love, when you think about the love is still there, because the love is real, and that is what will actually give you the ability to move on in a way that brightens things up, brings light into your world. So they also said that there's something about a child in the future. There's a child coming up. There's a whole new life, is what they're saying. So it's about a new world for you. It's about a whole new life where you feel happier. A part of this is about reconnecting to spirit, reconnecting to light, reconnecting to the relationship you have with this person, reconnecting to the love. But it's also about looking forward and envisaging your future. But there is a child coming through. I don't know if that means there's a child coming through to you, and it could be a child coming through for you, or a child that's coming through for somebody who's very close to you. And this will brighten up. This will lift everything up. This will give a lot of hope to everybody around you. So there is creative force manifesting to rebalance this situation in a way where you feel that there is light, that there is hope. But it's also about a new life for you. I kind of feel this person saying, you have to concentrate on your future. You have to begin to look for not only to create your new future, but also for creative outlet. Because a lot of what's going on at the moment is it's suffocating you. And I get a sense that you're actually, you have this creative talent, this creative potential, and it needs to come up. It needs to find an outlet. They're saying, concentrate on a creative outlet to raise your spirits. It's time for a whole new life. But they're also saying they're not only do they want happiness for you, but they're saying that you have to make it happy. Yeah. I get the sense that this is, so you are magic. It's they're reinforcing this idea of manifestation. Bring your dreams to life is what they're saying. Use the skills that you've got, put them into action, envisage your future, and create it, make it happen. Stop thinking about everything that's been going wrong. Stop thinking about everybody around you and all of the negative things that are going on. But most importantly, stop giving yourself such a hard time. You're so hard on yourself. It's time to give yourself some love. A part of what they want you to do here is to be in the here and now. Is just to kind of be in the moment, to breathe, just to stop worrying about the time. There's something about time here for you. It's like you're worrying about time. You're worrying about when it's going to happen, if it's going to happen. Stop worrying about that. You don't need to worry about. Just be in the moment and enjoy it. Just enjoy being present with what's going on around you. You're thinking about all of the bad things that are happening, but start thinking about the good things that are potentially going to happen and that which have happened, especially with this relationship. They wanted you to know that you're in the right time and that this is the right place, and to have faith. Yeah. Also that you had time on your side. Stop worrying about time. You've got plenty of time. Don't worry about money. Money was also coming through. That this is another thing that they're saying. I get this sense that there's almost like an urgency around money and security. And I touched on this earlier on before. I kind of felt that they're saying money is going to be fine. There's a doorway that's going to open up, a new beginning or a new opportunity. There's going to be money there, security there. The backbone that you're looking for, because this person was your backbone in many ways. Yeah. This person was so much of your security and also for everybody else. That's all going to change. Everybody will feel secure. Everybody will have everything that they need. Everything's going to be okay. So, yeah, there's some strong stuff there coming through, but felt very, very, very clear. This person is with you and next to you. They're always there when you need them. You only have to push. This is the other thing I'm getting is if you need them, put your hand up. Just say it out loud. I need you, and they will come to you. And if you ever have that crisis where you feel your faith has been tested, just remember the love. Remember the feeling that you have with this person, and it will bring them to life straight away. And you can talk to them. Yeah. Hope this reading has made some sense to you, and if it has, please feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe, tap on the bell icon. That'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. If you are interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is that you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much and take care. Bye. Hi everyone, welcome to card 2. This is your reading and we're looking at the other side today, connecting to somebody who has passed on. And I've got somebody who I feel is much older. I feel this person has hit their older years. They're in their later life. Very masculine energy that's coming through. I feel like this could be like a grandparent or a grandparent figure. Somebody who you would look up to, somebody who has a lot of experience, is quite worldly in many ways, but they're very staunch. They got very strict values. And this I feel like this has been sort of passed on from generation to generation. And this is a person who I don't feel like they're not an easy person to get along with. You either get them or you don't, and they're very wrapped up in this kind of, I guess, this sort of inherent way of being, so quite tough in that sense that they've got some really high expectations because they had to live up to these expectations, themselves historically. That's what it's always been like, and it's kind of come down the line. This is inherent stuff. Very proud person, but also very hard. Really high expectations, very demanding of people. And not at all easy. This is not somebody who you get the warm fuzzies from. This is kind of this is somebody who can be a little bit, actually a little bit abrupt, a bit opinionated, a bit self-absorbed as well. I felt that there's definitely a flamboyance about them, though. Kind of, if anything, almost a bit ostentatious. Maybe in terms of their personality, because there's something a bit eccentric, is what I'm picking up here. I felt like this person maybe had money, or was very focused on money and security, and I didn't feel that they were necessarily very giving either, and not at a heartfelt level. If they liked you, then they would let you in. But if they didn't like you, you never had stood a chance with this person. But underneath all of this, I get a person who actually meant well. They had a heart of gold, actually. And so really, if you really needed them, if you really needed support, I'm not saying that they were going to kind of reach in and give you all the sort of emotional warm fuzzies, but they would try and be there in very practical ways, so it's quite subtle. You had to, this is somebody who you could, like I said before, you either got them or you didn't. And underneath it, I actually think this is actually quite a soft-hearted person. Very, very, very sensitive, actually, but just not very people-friendly. So it's but yeah, and their message for you is, it's almost like, I kind of feel like it's this thing about what goes around comes around. They're saying that, your father and now you have inherited this same kind of, almost, it's not a hardness. I think maybe less so with you and less so with your father than them. Not as, but they can see what they've done now. how they've been has passed on through to people. This thing about being inherent is really strong. And they want you to know that they want you to know to be kind to your dad, that your dad means well, that your dad's trying to you know, to try and give back to your dad is what they're saying, you know, to give back. And if you give back a little bit, it'll make a world of difference. So in that sense, it's about what goes around, what goes around is what comes around. It's all about the give and take. They're saying it's all about the give and take, because what goes around comes around. And they're saying there wasn't enough love. Not enough love has been passed down, and they feel that it's their fault. I get a really strong masculine energy coming through here, I've got to say. So it's either a very strong, sort of over the top kind of alpha female, or a very strong alpha male. Yeah. So very patriarchal, or if it was a woman, you know. So because I want this to sort of, you know, really resonate for you at a sort of energy level. It doesn't have to be sort of, you know, gender specific, but, you know, like definitely this is somebody who was either a patriarch or a matriarch. Yeah. And so quite demanding. And I feel maybe your father has been very shaped in that way, and to a lesser degree that you have as well, but by default you all have. And that's what they're saying. They're saying this is that there wasn't enough love, and it hasn't been passed down the line. And so everybody's a little bit transactional with each other. And I feel like, you know, this is what they're saying about the family as well. The family, there's something quite competitive about you all. I'm not saying you all. But you're different. He's saying, or they are saying, you're different. You actually are quite sensitive. You are very heartfelt. You're very connected to people if you want to be, but you find it very hard to find that because you've been brought up in this sort of, you know, very stiff kind of transactional atmosphere where everybody's very hard to please, and it's bred like a competitive environment where nobody ever really lets their guard down to connect. And this is very, very important. And they're saying, well, what they think, you know, you need to be doing is to be bringing balance and harmony for yourself to whatever it is that you do. There was something very specific around work that they're saying as well. Something about you and somebody else collaborating, bringing things together at work. Maybe about making work less competitive and more heartfelt. And it's bigger than just work. It's about putting your heart into whatever it is that you do. Don't take everything on like it's a challenge to win. Do it because your heart's in it. If your heart's in it, they're saying that this will make it happen. It'll make it succeed. They're saying that you're the one that knows how to love. That those around you are the ones that are competing for love. I hope that makes sense. You're the one that knows how to love, but the ones around you are competing for the love. You kind of hold the chalice as far as, you know, that lock and key is concerned. It's like you can bring balance to the family in a way. It's about leading by example. It's the thing that they never did, and that they're very sorry that they didn't do it. Yeah, they had the choice, and they made a conscious choice not to. And they take responsibility for that. That's what they're saying, that they take responsibility for the things that they've done wrong. Because they've made it all about something that's much more material. And they can see that actually gives you a lot, but it doesn't give you everything that you need, and that you've been really affected by this. What they want you to know is that you have to stop being really picky about relationships. So, that comes through really, really strongly. It's like they're saying you're being too hard to please. It's too hard to please, and that you'll never really know what you've got unless you make the commitment. Yeah. So they're saying that you're being picky, but it's because of the uncertainty. You're kind of, you know, it's almost like if they don't have everything in the complete package as soon as you see them, you know, like if you're not sold on the first moment, then you're not sold at all. And they're saying to me that, you know, it's like you've had a number of relationships that have actually just been so amazingly filled with potential, but you've turned your nose up at every single one of them because there's something about each one of those that you felt a bit uncertain about. So it's almost like you've thrown the baby out with the bathwater. or the bathwater out with the baby. I can't remember how that goes, but if you understand what I mean. So they want you to let go of the doubt, and they're saying take a chance, take a risk. Don't miss out on these amazing opportunities. They want you to get out of the comfort zone, is what they're saying. Have faith, because you'll never really know until you've given it a go. And faith is the only thing that's going to give you the mechanism to jump into it with a heartfelt nature. Come from the heart, lead from the heart. Get off this seesawing, transactional way of seeing and doing things with people. Lead from your heart. Be heartfelt about what it is that you're doing. It'll give you success at work. It'll give you success in relationships. They're saying cut the cords of doubt, because a lot of what's going on here is the doubt. It's the uncertainty. It's the things that you can't see, that you don't know. And when you don't know and when you can't see them, then you turn your nose up to them because you get worried, because you've not been bred, or you've not been led to understand that coming from the heart is actually fundamental to every relationship that you'll ever have. Up here with collaboration of souls. So this was a really important card. Because it's about sacred partnerships and collaborations of like-minded people. There was something about your work and what you're doing. I kind of felt that they're saying you need to be with like-minded people or like-hearted people. It's also very important to find your people. Yeah, they're saying find your people. Find soul connections. A part of what you're not getting from maybe your family experience, or the experience that actually, is about the relationships that stem from your family and your upbringing, is that these relationships, they're not necessarily your soul people. They're not necessarily your tribe. Yeah. And you need to go out and find the people that actually give you the love, that reciprocate on a heartfelt level like you do. A part of that was with work, because I kind of felt that there was some very important opportunities around what's happening for you in terms of the job or the focus that you're doing with work. Maybe you need to collaborate there and let your heart lead you, but you also need to connect in with people in a way that's heartfelt, and to make things less competitive at work. And there was also an important relationship. They're saying there's an important relationship at work where you can come together and lead other people from a heartfelt place, from a much more creative place, perhaps. And this is a part of a healing process, It's about bringing healing into your soul so that you become less competitive, less transactional. I felt that also here that they're saying, what else was I picking up here? I felt also that, so the other thing here was really strong for me was about being overly independent, sorry. Let your guard down. Let your guard down. Be vulnerable is what they're saying. Be vulnerable and allow yourself just to connect naturally. Again, let your heart lead you. So any kind of long-term strategic partnership, loving relationship, it needs to be based on trust, love, and respect, and an alignment of values. If you've got those things in place, you've got everything in terms of a recipe for success. Support networks was really big. I've already touched on that. Yeah. So I hope this has made some sense to you. There's a lot there actually to break down in terms of fundamentally changing the way you allow yourself just to be vulnerable. But this person is saying sorry. They're saying sorry, and what they're also saying is that they don't want you to be like them. They want you to be you. Yeah. Very important. Listen, I hope this reading has made some sense, and if it has, please feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe. Tap on the bell icon. That'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. If you are interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is that you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much and take care. Hi everyone, welcome to card 3. This is your reading, and we're looking at the other side today. So connecting with spirit to see who's coming through. We've got some cards here ready to jump in, and I am immediately brought up here to the Sun and the Two of Pentacles. I feel that this is somebody who is very close to you. This could be a sibling. If it's not a sibling, it's a friend from childhood. I feel that childhood is really important here, that this is somebody who was very bound to you in some ways. That could be bound by family, or it could be bound by friendship. And when I say bound, I feel that the two of you have a lot in common. You're very similar to each other. It's almost like a twin energy, two flames that burn really brightly together, and they create this amazing kind of dynamic with each other in a way that when you're together, you just feel like there's this endless possibility and everything's very buoyant and happy. You really feed off of each other in a way where there's an enormous give and take that's effortless, really. A real kinship, very close. It's like you share everything together, practically, but also personally. Lots of secrets, or lots of just knowledgeable understanding about each other and how each other works. You just kind of get each other. And what I get here is that the energy between the both of you is there's a lot of fun going on here. I felt this person was very like you, very close to you. Very young. I get I'm not saying that I get a masculine or a feminine energy on this one. I'm going to be honest with you. I get balance. There's somebody who has a very easygoing, very outgoing personality. This isn't somebody who judges what people look like, how they act. It doesn't judge them on anything. There's a very positive vibration, very positive nature. I feel like this is somebody who really likes to be outdoors, into nature, going on adventures. But there's something quite wheeler-dealer about them at the same time, maybe a little bit street smart. They know what's going on. They've got their ear close to the ground and they kind of see it coming, So this is somebody who's switched on, but positive with it. They're not wheeling and dealing in a negative way. They're just kind of there in a very intuitive. I would have said it very intuitive. So for me, I kind of felt that you orbited very closely to each other. You shared a lot in common. You either lived together or you lived very near each other, and I felt that you were inseparable. But this is a very positive person. I kind of feel that they look like you. They have a lot of similarities to you. Maybe a slight age difference, but not hugely. Yeah, I also felt that there was a sudden loss here. I felt that this person passed very quickly. And I felt that you didn't get over this. It's like they're here and then they're gone. And this has left a lot of pain for you, yeah. And it's like the shock of it was huge because you were so inseparable. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden, it's like I've been abandoned. They've left, they've gone, and in some ways, I feel you either blamed them for leaving you, or you blamed yourself because they were gone. Yeah, and you've always carried this with yourself. And they're saying to you, can you stop blaming? Stop blaming. It is what it is. It happened, yeah? And what happened, happened. It can't be changed. It has happened. But they are here for you, that they're always with you. But this thing for you is really hard because, it was a sudden loss, and it's a sudden loss that you've never really gotten over. It's left a hole. It's left a lot of insecurity for you, and they're saying to you, you need to heal from this, even if it was a long time ago. Yeah, even if it goes way back, you need to look at what it is that happened in the space of who it is that you are now, because you can bring healing to it. Yeah, so they're saying stop being so hard on yourself and stop being so hard on other people. They're saying that that because they left the way it happened, that it's left you feeling really insecure. Yeah. Maybe that life could be fragile on one moment, like on one level, but also on another level, it's just left you feeling very yeah, like it's like trust has been an issue ever since. Yeah. And they're saying that you expect too much from other people. It's almost like you're overcompensating since that point. It's like, the fragility of life, the kind of lack of trust as to whether people will be there from you one day to the next, whether that means that they'll pass on or whether that just means that, they won't be in your life. It's kind of the loss is something that you've never gotten over, and it's left you feeling very defensive around people. And in some ways, it's almost like you're asking too much of people. You're asking people to prove themselves to you. And they're saying, stop doing that. Just let people be who it is that they are. You're being too hard on other people by expecting too much from them. And also they're saying also that don't make relationships about security. Don't make it about money or material stuff. Don't be materially focused with people. Come from your heart and just allow yourself to love people in a way where there's no defense. They want you to start believing in yourself. This is what they're saying really strongly. They're saying it's time to start believing in yourself, but it's also time to start believing in other people, right? And they want you to alchemize the kind of, I guess, the negative aspects of what has gone along, through this experience, the defensiveness, to let the defensiveness down and to transform these experiences with yourself and with other people in a way where you begin to invest in yourself and you invest into other people. Yeah, give them a go. Give yourself a go. Let yourself make mistakes. Let other people make mistakes. Don't be so hard. Be a little bit more flexible. Give a little bit more. Yeah, and don't expect to take so much. Yeah. It's okay for people not to know or not to realize or not to have all the answers, not to have everything that they need to make it right. Some people need some space to be able to grow and to learn and to develop. They're saying that you need to, this change needs to happen, and it needs to be really profound. So, but it's like essentially what they're saying is time to get over what it is that happened. It's time to get over the loss. And it's time to alchemize this process, yeah? To transform yourself. They want you to be with somebody, yeah? But they want you to be with somebody willingly. It's like they don't want you to force somebody into a relationship with you. They don't want yourself to force force yourself into a relationship with somebody. They want it to be a natural process. And they want it to be a sort of co-creation where you're both on the same page. I felt really strongly up here also, they want you to expand on your experiences because they want you to move on, but they also want you to expand in terms of your experiences. It's kind of, they're saying you haven't moved on, you haven't grown, it's not that you haven't grown, it's just that you haven't moved on from what is that's happened. And it's time to expand. It's time to let go. It's time. They want you to move away is what they want you to do. They want you to go away. They want you to travel. They want you to see new horizons. They want you to go on an adventure. They want you to look at how things work and to experience new horizons in a way that put distance between what happened and where you are now and the future. They want you to get out into the world and to build on these experiences in a way where you feel like you're seeing new things, doing new things. They're talking about work, and they're saying that maybe you've been in the same job for a long time, or maybe you've been looking for something for a long time. They're saying look beyond where you are now. Look further afield. Whether it's a different geographical location, whether it's in a different state or a different city or a different county or wherever it is that you live. maybe even looking in a different country, to get out and to go beyond where it is that you had thought about before, and that there's much more growth out there for you. They want you to know that you don't need them. Yeah? That you don't need them to be there to balance you, to be a part of you, right? And that you need to recognize that you have this very strong warrior soul that can actually create order out of everything that has happened, which has been, I kind of get a sense that there's been a bit of chaos that's happened as a result of the loss of this person. And they're saying, you can make order out of chaos. You can build on this. You can move beyond what this experience has been. They're saying that you're ready for it, that it's time to build on your dreams. Yeah. It's time for planning and growth. That you have a really, really strong spirit, and that you just need to get over this hurdle and move forward. And really, that you're ready for this. I felt that this person was very tightly bound to you on a karmic level, and that they're saying they're always with you, but they will see you again the next time. Okay? That this isn't over. That there's more fun to be had, that there's more experiences to be had, and that you're not alone. But what they're really saying to me today is they really want you to look at the pain, and they want you to heal that. And they're saying that really affects the relationships that you're having, and it really points to this insecurity that makes you want things from people and situations that can be you can be very demanding with that, in a way where you need to kind of like just be kinder to yourself, but also to other people and to what is going on, to be more forgiving. Yeah, it's time to forgive what happened. You had no control of it, but neither did they, but they will see you again. So I hope this reading has made some sense to you, and if it has, please feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe, tap on the bell icon, that'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. If you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Hi everyone, welcome to card number 4. This is your reading. So we're looking at connecting with the other side today. So we have the cards on the table. I've got somebody here who is, it's either a mother or a father, or it could be a lover energy. Yeah, I feel like this is somebody who's really close to you in a way where you're their number one. They're very protective of you. This is somebody who loves you very deeply. In a way that's very heartfelt, and this is somebody who really has always protected you in a way that they've always looked out for you. They're the kind of go-to person in or have been the go-to person in your world, that kind of heals everything. When you're feeling really bad about something, you turn to this person, they're there for you, and they have the words that you need to hear. They've got this wisdom, knowledgeable outlook on life that is really soul-felt. It's straight from the heart. And I get a person who's very sensitive, very gentle, incredibly caring, but also really committed to you specifically. I felt that this person, for me, keeps on saying that you're their number one. Yeah. And for me, that kind of feels like this could be, like I say, I mean, it's going to be different for everybody, but, for some of you, this could be like a mother or a father or a lover or a really close friend. This is a go-to person. That's the number one. There's a real soul connection here. This thing about soul is very strong in this reading. I felt that this person was dedicated to you. They were very, very caring about you. They're very invested in you, not only at an emotional level, but they just want to make sure that everything's okay for you. So they're really watching out over you. And I just felt this person was a very easygoing, very gentle nature that understood, their emotional self. I get somebody who may be quite religious, and if they're not religious, definitely very spiritual. There's a real link there, maybe to traditions, from a spiritual or religious point of view. Very, very, very sort of set ways of seeing things in terms of how the soul works, what spirit's about. I get faith, very strong faith coming through here. And that kind of soothes not only them, but it soothes the people around them. And I felt that they were very, very committed to this faith in a way where they practiced. Maybe that was meditation or prayer or some kind of daily ritual that really kept them anchored. And, so they had an enormous amount of strength in terms of their ability to really weather the storm, because they understood that things happened for a reason, and they could see sense in things that were going wrong, not only for themselves, but also for other people. And so people turn to this person in a way where it's like, they just have this, again, this thing about soothing the soul comes up really strongly. This person had a very healing quality about them. Maybe they were a healer even. The capacity to love and to care and to sensitively connect with other people in a way that was very heartfelt, but again, wisdom, knowledge coming through here. This person knew how to make things right for people practically, emotionally, but also, maybe from a healing point of view. I feel the one thing that this person is saying to you at the moment, they can see that you're a really talented person. They're saying that you're really talented and that you have all of these different skills and experiences. You're incredibly capable. But you keep seeing obstacles. They're saying you keep on seeing obstacles, and they want you to stop doing that. That you're stronger than you think. And that you're going through this really challenging time where everything just seems to be coming up against you, one thing after another. And you're motivated to get beyond it, but at times, there is a sort of a degree of struggle. They want you to also do what you're doing for the right reasons. And a part of what that means for them is to sort of like let spirit guide you, to connect to spirit. This thing about connecting to spirit is really strong. I think because they have a really strong faith, they want you to concentrate on that, because it will give you it'll give you a lot of, no, it's not about healing, it's actually about guidance. It's about doing things for the right reasons. It's about being heartfelt, but it's about letting spirit guide you in a way. They're saying that at the moment you can get over this really strong hurdle, that you're much stronger than you think. They're also saying about this thing about work. You're working hard, really, really, really hard. You're push all the time. You're throwing everything into work. There's great opportunities around you at the moment. But don't just do them for the sake of doing them. Do it because it actually feels right. Do it because it's actually a part of what you feel really passionate about. At the moment, it kind of feels, they're saying, it's like you can't see the wood for the trees. You're just doing everything for the sake of doing it. You're just taking it all on because you're a very talented person. You have a very diverse set of skills and experiences in terms of the work that you do, but also about the types of things that you're not saying no to anything. You're all guns blazing. You're out there, push. And they want you to refine that. They're saying refine that. Actually take away from from what it is you're doing. Take what is actually heartfelt. Take what's your passion here? What do you feel passionate about? What's guiding you? What's driving you? But what's guiding you? Because at the moment you're kind of spreading yourself thin amongst too many different things, and also your work is too much. You're just constantly at it. They don't want you to lose faith. They don't want you to give up. They want you to focus on your goals, stay with your passion. And they're saying that, you need to feel the pulse of what that means. You need to feel it. You need to feel the energy and ride with it. and stoke the fire. Like if you're going to use all of this energy, stoke the fire on one specific thing that really resonates with you at a heartfelt level, at a spiritual level. And you know, just act decisively and go with that in a way where you stoke the fire and you know, you're all guns blazing on that particular thing, because then it'll be really worth it. You know, you're not wasting time and not wasting energy and spreading yourself too thin amongst many different things. They felt that the one thing they're really worried about at the moment is that they're saying that, well, firstly, what they're saying is that you're a really talented person. And they can really see that, they acknowledge that, and they want to give you a lot of praise for about how because you've been working really hard, and they're saying you've done an amazing job. You know, you've been so, you know, you've been so all about the achievement. You've actually achieved an enormous amount. You need to stop and actually acknowledge what you've achieved. You haven't actually taken a moment to just pause and reflect on what it is that you've actually accomplished, and you've accomplished so much. You're just going from one thing after another. It's like constant. It's like, you know, you're on this wheel of achievement. It's like, you know, spinning. It's like, when is that going to stop is what they're saying, you know? When is it going to be enough? When is achievement going to be enough? When are you going to take some time out for yourself? You're caught up in this drive, this determination to not win. It's just, it's success and achievement, and it's for good reason, but it needs to be more grounded is what they're saying. Keep it real. They're also saying, get off the wheel. There's more to life. You know, stop and smell the roses. This thing about the country is really big here. They're saying nature's really important. To go to nature, to be in nature, maybe even move to nature. And you need to escape the rat race. It's about escaping the rat race, actually, because you're so overly focused on what they're saying. Also, is that, you know, you're gambling about being all about the money and the security. You know, that it's all that's the big focus at the moment. You want to achieve big things, but it's a gamble, because it might not pay off. It's not all about money. It's not all about securities. But so don't be too proud here to stop and actually say, you know, maybe I need to tweak this a little bit. Maybe it's not exactly like I thought it was, because they're saying there's a tendency for you to be really proud, and sometimes you want to ignore how it is that Spirit's guiding you. Yeah. You have your mind made up on what it is that you want to do. You're quite determined, obviously. You know, you once you dig your heels in, you can be quite stubborn, and you say, I'm going to make this happen. I'm going to achieve this. I'm going to do whatever it is that it's going to take to actually make this into a manifestation. I'm not going to listen to anybody else. So you do things your own way. And they're saying, yeah, but you need to be heartfelt of this. You need to be sensitive to yourself, to what's going on around you, to the energy. Is this right at a really kind of important spiritual soul level? That's what they're saying. So there's a big thing about escaping the rat race, getting back into nature, getting off the wheel, not making it about the money. Don't gamble on it being all about the money. Stop being so driven. Take away what resonates at a heartfelt spiritual soul level, and go with that, and really concentrate on the one thing, and do your best to actually achieve that, because that's actually where your success will be. They're saying there's something about relationships here as well. There's toxicity around relationships, and they're saying, you know, you need to rise above all of this. You need to be the better person. Don't get caught up in it. Don't get caught up in all of this negativity that's going on. Don't sit on the thing is, they're saying don't sit on, by sitting on the fence, you're actually sitting in the toxicity, because you're not being decisive. You're not going one way and you're not going the other. And they want you to move forward, but they want you to move forward without the conflict. They're saying, get out. So they're saying, get out. If it's a relationship, get out of the relationship. Leave it. It's toxic. Whatever kind of relationship that is, whether it's intimate, whether it's friendship, whether it's family, they're saying, get out. You need to get out. This is not good for you, is what they're saying. You need to move forward without the conflict. Don't sit on the fence, because you're sitting in toxicity. So it's about rising above it, making a decision to move on without it. They want you to find true love as well. They're saying you need to find true love, but you need to find true love because it's not about the security. They're worried that you're going to make it about security. So they're saying, don't make your love about security, because if you make security an issue and you kind of make love security, then there's going to be conflict, more toxicity. So let all of that go is what they're saying. Just you know, be heartfelt about what you're wanting here. Be real. In some ways, they're talking. In some ways, they are giving you their wisdom, because this is what they're like. This is what they would tell you if they were here. It's like, this is exactly what they would tell you. You know this. And they're saying that you have been ignoring them, because they have been telling you. And when you remember this, you're kind of going, nope, I'll do it my way. You dig your heels in, you're quite stubborn. And they're saying, no, but I'm talking to you from the other side, but I would also be talking to you in real person if this is what if we were having this conversation, this is exactly what I'd be telling, and then you would listen to me. So listen to this person. They want you to connect with spirit. This thing about connecting with spirit at a soul level is very, very strong here. But they also want you to cleanse your world. They want you to cleanse your inner world and your outer world. Get rid of the toxic relationships, but get rid of the toxic thinking inside as well. It's time to get back to the base. This is all about getting back to the basics. Get back to what's important. Get back to what resonates. Get back to what is passionate and heartfelt. Avoid the toxic energy and connect with source. It's, you know, like it's a real kind of come back to base type of message here. They want you to get back to the basics, and they want those basics in order for you, so that you're kind of set up in a way where you can just build on that. They want you to make your world. They want you to shine. Yeah, they want you to shine. They want you to shine in your world, but they want you to shine within yourself. And so, you know, like, and that really needs to emanate from a really core spiritual level, and that's how this person is that's how they've always emanated, from that core spiritual level. That's their anchor, and they want you to find that anchor. They want to lead you to the source. Yeah, they're saying that you can do this. You can get over this hurdle. That's really big here. It's quite lovely stuff. This is a very kind person. Very loving person. They really care about you. You should listen, yeah, because they've got you're their number one. You know, they just want the best for you, and the thing is that they're very wise. They can see what you need. I hope this reading has made some sense to you, and if it has, feel free to leave some comments down below. It'd be great to get your feedback. Like and share this video where you can. Hit subscribe. Tap on the bell icon. That'll give you notifications for any future readings that I post. If you're interested in the services that I offer as a psychic tarot reader, you can go to www.tonyfoxtarot.com. There's plenty of information about who it is that I am, what it is that I do, and how it is that you can access my service as a psychic tarot reader. Thanks very much, and take care. Bye.